Welcome, Thrivers. Whether you're new to minimalism or looking to refine your journey, Quit Clutter offers inspiration and guidance for everyone. Join us if you're ready to quit clutter and organize, optimize, and thrive in your life. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 crazy ways digital data is destroying the environment. You won't believe how digital data is silently destroying our planet right under our noses. Don't despair. We also have 5 ideas how you can make a difference. Let's get started. In our increasingly digital world, data is the lifeblood of modern society, fueling everything from social media interactions to critical business operations. With the advent of cloud computing, streaming services, and the Internet of Things, IoT, our reliance on digital data has grown exponentially. However, what often goes unnoticed is the significant environmental toll that this invisible, yet omnipresent data infrastructure imposes on our planet. While the digital realm might seem intangible, the physical resources and energy required to support it are very real and come with considerable environmental costs. The convenience and efficiency brought about by digital data are undeniable, but they mask a darker side. From energy-guzzling data centers to the toxic e-waste generated by obsolete storage devices, the environmental impact of our digital lives is both vast and alarming. The life cycle of digital devices, from resource extraction and manufacturing to usage and disposal, contributes to pollution, habitat destruction, and greenhouse gas emissions. In addition, the infrastructure necessary to transmit and store data demands a continuous supply of energy, much of which is still derived from non-renewable sources. In this video, we will uncover 5 surprising and significant ways digital data is wreaking havoc on the environment. By shining a light on these issues, we hope to raise awareness and inspire action towards more sustainable practices in our digital consumption and technology usage. Keep watching to find out more. It's time to look beyond the screen and understand the hidden environmental costs of our digital footprint, acknowledging that the convenience of instant access to information comes at a price we can no longer afford to ignore. On energy-hungry data centers. Did you know that digital data centers consume more electricity than the entire UK? Data centers are the backbone of our digital world, storing and processing the vast amounts of information we generate every second. These facilities house thousands of servers, all of which require significant amounts of energy to operate and cool. The demand for data centers is skyrocketing with the proliferation of cloud computing, streaming services, and the Internet of Things. However, this digital growth comes with a hefty environmental price tag. Energy consumption by data centers is astronomical. It is estimated that data centers consume about 1% of the world's total electricity, with some large facilities using as much power as small cities. The primary source of this energy is often non-renewable fossil fuel-based power plants, which emit substantial amounts of greenhouse gases. The cooling systems necessary to prevent servers from overheating further escalate energy usage. The carbon footprint of data centers is a growing concern, particularly as the demand for digital services continues to rise. Efforts to transition to renewable energy sources and improve energy efficiency in data centers are crucial, but progress is slow and uneven. As digital consumers, understanding the environmental cost of data storage and transmission can drive more conscious usage and support for sustainable practices in the tech industry. 2. E-waste from obsolete storage devices. E-waste is a major concern as our insatiable appetite for the latest gadgets leads to mountains of electronic trash. The rapid pace of technological advancement means that digital storage devices, like hard drives, SSDs, and servers, become obsolete quickly. This constant cycle of upgrading results in a significant accumulation of electronic waste, e-waste. Unlike regular waste, e-waste contains hazardous materials such as lead, mercury, and cadmium, which pose serious environmental and health risks if not properly managed. When storage devices are discarded, they end up in landfills or are improperly recycled, leaking toxic substances into the environment. These toxins can leach into the soil and water, contaminating ecosystems and potentially entering the food chain. The improper disposal of e-waste not only harms the environment, but also wastes valuable materials that could be recovered and reused. The volume of e-waste is staggering. According to recent estimates, the world generates over 50 million metric tons of e-waste each year, a figure that continues to grow. Despite the availability of recycling programs, a large portion of e-waste is not properly recycled, compounding the problem. Addressing the e-waste crisis requires both systemic changes and individual actions. Companies need to design products with waste in mind, while consumers must be educated on the importance of proper e-waste disposal. A quick search for your city's name and e-waste will give you public and private disposal resources. We can mitigate the environmental impact of our digital consumption and move towards a more sustainable future. 3. Resource-intensive manufacturing. The manufacturing of digital storage devices and other electronic components requires the extraction of raw materials, a process that is both resource-intensive and environmentally damaging. Essential materials such as lithium, cobalt, and rare earth metals are mined from the earth, often in ways that cause significant ecological disruption. These mining activities lead to deforestation, habitat destruction, soil erosion, and water pollution. Environmental impact begins with the extraction phase, where vast amounts of earth are displaced, and toxic chemicals are used to separate the desired metals from ore. This process can result in the contamination of local water supplies with heavy metals and other pollutants, posing serious health risks to nearby communities and wildlife. Additionally, mining operations often lead to the destruction of natural habitats, threatening biodiversity and disrupting ecosystems. Once extracted, these raw materials undergo various stages of processing and manufacturing, each consuming substantial amounts of energy and generating greenhouse gases. Factories producing electronic components often release pollutants into the air and water, further contributing to environmental breakdown. The demand for digital devices and data storage solutions continues to rise, exacerbating the strain on natural resources. It is crucial to develop more sustainable mining practices, invest in recycling programs, and support technological innovations that reduce the need for new raw materials. By addressing the environmental costs of manufacturing, we can help reduce the ecological footprint of our digital world. 4. Data transmission energy costs. Transmitting digital data across the globe requires an extensive and energy-hungry infrastructure. This infrastructure includes servers, routers, data cables, and mobile networks, all of which consume significant amounts of electricity. As internet usage continues to surge, driven by activities such as streaming, cloud computing, and online gaming, the energy demand for data transmission is skyrocketing. Each data transfer, whether it's a simple email or an HD video stream, involves multiple steps and devices, all of which require power. This continuous need for energy contributes to a substantial carbon footprint. Streaming a video in HD for an hour can equal the same carbon emissions as driving a car several miles. Most of the energy used for data transmission comes from fossil fuels, which means that increasing internet traffic directly correlates with higher greenhouse gas emissions. This reality is often overlooked by consumers who enjoy the convenience of digital services, without considering the environmental cost. Efforts to reduce the energy impact of data transmission include improving the efficiency of network hardware and transitioning to renewable energy sources. However, these solutions require significant investment and global cooperation. By becoming aware of the energy costs associated with our digital activities, we can make more informed choices, such as optimizing video quality settings, supporting internet providers that invest in green energy solutions, and reducing your digital data storage. 5. Lifecycle environmental impact of digital devices. The environmental impact of digital devices extends well beyond their initial production and use. It encompasses the entire life cycle, from manufacturing and operation to disposal. This comprehensive impact highlights how each stage contributes to environmental breakdown, often in ways that are not immediately visible. Manufacturing. The production of digital devices requires significant amounts of raw materials, many of which are extracted through environmentally harmful processes. Factories consume large quantities of energy and release pollutants during the manufacturing phase, adding to the environmental burden. Usage. Once in use, digital devices such as smartphones, laptops, and tablets require ongoing energy to operate. Charging these devices, connecting to networks, and running data-intensive applications all contribute to the overall energy consumption and carbon footprint. Disposal. At the end of their life cycle, digital devices often end up as e-waste. If not properly recycled, they can release hazardous substances into the environment. Improper disposal can lead to soil and water contamination, impacting ecosystems and human health. To mitigate these impacts, it is essential to focus on improving product design for longevity, encouraging responsible consumption, and ensuring proper recycling processes. Emphasizing the importance of each stage of a device's life cycle helps promote more sustainable practices and reduces the overall environmental footprint of our digital world. In conclusion, as we navigate an increasingly digital world, the environmental costs associated with our digital activities become more evident and pressing. From the energy demands of data centers to the toxic effects of e-waste, the hidden impacts of digital data are substantial and far-reaching. Each aspect of our digital footprint, whether it's the manufacturing of devices, the energy consumed during data transmission and storage, or the life cycle of electronic products, contributes to environmental degradation in significant ways. Understanding these impacts is crucial for driving change. Awareness of how data centers consume vast amounts of electricity, the environmental damage caused by mining for raw materials, and the consequences of improper e-waste disposal can inspire more sustainable practices. This includes advocating for energy-efficient technologies, supporting companies committed to reducing their environmental footprint, and participating in proper recycling programs. Moreover, making conscious choices as consumers can collectively lead to substantial improvements. Simple actions such as reducing unnecessary data transfers, opting for energy-efficient devices, and ensuring proper disposal of old electronics can make a significant difference. We can also exert moderate minimalism when it comes to our digital storage devices and decrease our digital footprint. Hint, hint, it's coming up shortly. Ultimately, addressing the environmental impact of our digital lives requires a multifaceted approach involving both technological innovation and changes in consumer behavior. By embracing sustainable practices and advocating for greener policies within the tech industry, we can help mitigate the environmental damage and move towards a more sustainable digital future. The convenience of our digital age should not come at the expense of our planet. Rather, it should drive us to create solutions that benefit both technology and the environment. Call to action. The environmental impact of our digital world is profound and complex, but it is not insurmountable. As individuals, businesses, and policymakers, we have the power to drive meaningful change and reduce the ecological footprint of our digital activities. Here's how to make a difference. 1. Educate yourself and others. Share the knowledge you've gained about the environmental costs of digital data with friends, family, and colleagues. Awareness is the first step toward change. 2. Adopt sustainable practices. Be mindful of your digital consumption. Reduce unnecessary data transfers. Opt for energy-efficient devices and make conscious choices about how you use and dispose of technology. Check out the Tiny Triumphs Cell Phone Edition playlist for a place to start. 3. Support green technologies. Choose products and services from companies that prioritize sustainability and invest in renewable energy. Support initiatives and policies that promote greener technology and data center practices. 4. Recycle responsibly. Ensure that your old electronics are recycled properly through certified e-waste programs. This helps recover valuable materials and prevents hazardous substances from contaminating the environment. 5. Advocate for change. Get involved in local and global efforts to improve environmental policies and practices within the tech industry. Your voice matters in shaping a more sustainable future. By taking these actions, you contribute to a more responsible and eco-friendly digital world. Together, we can balance the convenience of technology with the imperative to protect our planet. Start today and be part of the solution for a greener digital future. Thanks for watching, Thrivers. Please share your thoughts and discoveries from this video in the comments below. Remember to like, subscribe, and thrive with Quit Clutter. See you in the next video.